How was a new pope elected in the past? The longest conclave lasted 3 years. The cardinals who will elect Pope Francis's successor will have an easier task than their predecessors, who were subjected to Spartan conditions or even imprisoned for so long that some died. Here are some interesting papal elections throughout the centuries. In 236, the Christian community in Rome was debating potential papal candidates when a white dove landed on the head of a passerby named Fabian. At this, all, moved by divine inspiration, eagerly and heartily exclaimed that Fabian was worthy. For Fabian, it was no particular blessing, as 14 years later he became a martyr under Emperor Decius, who had enacted a law persecuting Christians. In the early church, popes were elected by members of the clergy and Roman nobility, and the voting was the subject of widespread intrigue. One of the most notorious elections was in 532, after the death of Boniface II, which involved a large-scale bribery of royal officials and influential senators. In the end, a common priest named Mercurius was elected. He became the first pope to change his name to John II. In 1059, Pope Nicholas II gave the cardinals the exclusive right to elect popes. The idea of imprisoning the cardinals to encourage rapid decision-making began in the 13th century. The word conclave comes from the Latin term meaning with a key. In 1241, when the election was delayed, the head of the Roman government locked the cardinals in a dilapidated building, refusing to clean the toilets or provide doctors for those who fell ill. According to Frederick Baumgartner in Behind Locked Doors, A History of Papal Elections, the cardinals only reached a decision after one of them died, and the Romans threatened to exhume his body to make decisions on his behalf. After 70 days, they agreed on Goffredo Castiglione, who became Pope Celestine IV. The longest conclave in history lasted almost 3 years after the death of Clement IV in November 1268 and was held in the papal palace in Viterbo near Rome. By late 1269, the cardinals allowed themselves to be locked outside to force a decision. By June 1270, frustrated locals had removed the roof of the building in an attempt to speed things up. They were likely inspired by an English cardinal's remark that without a roof, the Holy Spirit could descend, unhindered. The cardinals elected Theobald Visconti, who became Pope Gregory VI, in September 1271. In response to the chaos that led to his election, Pope Gregory VI changed the rules, requiring the cardinals to meet within 10 days of a pope's death and ordered their food to be reduced over time. If a decision wasn't made within 3 days, the meals would be reduced to just one of the 2 traditional Italian main courses. After 5 days, they would only receive bread, water, and wine, according to John L. Allen's book, The Conclave. Cardinals were also forbidden from using their own income during the conclave. Conclaves have been held in the Apostolic Palace for centuries, and since 1878, in its Sistine Chapel. In the past, cardinals slept in the Apostolic Palace, with sections of cots and 1 bathroom for every 10 cardinals, according to Allen's The Conclave. The windows were closed, and during the hot summer conclave of 1978, there was a near revolt by cardinals who demanded the windows be opened. John Paul II, elected in October 1978, ordered the construction of the $20 million Santa Marta guest house on the Vatican property, where Pope Francis also resides. The guest house contains more than 100 guest suites and 20 single rooms, but even there the windows were closed during the conclave. That year, it was the second conclave. Albin Luciani was elected in the first, becoming Pope John Paul I, but he died 33 days later. His first words were, "May God forgive you for what you have done." Technically, any baptized man can become pope, but the last non-cardinal elected was Archbishop Bartolomeo Prignano, who became Pope Urban VI in 1378. The longest conclave in recent history was in 1831, lasting more than 50 days before Gregory XVI was elected. The longest conclave of the 20th century lasted just 5 days and 14 votes, when Pius V was elected in 1922. In 2005, Pope Benedict XVI was elected in just 2 days, 4 votes, and Pope Francis was elected in 2013 in 2 days, 5 votes.